some really difficult decisions from this distance, and maybe not being able to make them from a distance, and having to be up there all of a sudden. It's there's some chasms there that are difficult, and frankly, now that my son is preparing to go to college, and I'm not sure where he's going to go. I mean, he could stay in LA, or he could be 3,000 miles away, and I love that he has that independence. He's prepared. He's prepared to head off to the best school that he can get into, and yet that's like, that's the most precious relationship in my life, and I'm wondering if is that it? Is he going to be like me and sort of venture off and find some new city that's his own, or will he come back, and will we be will he be involved in my life as he's growing up, as he's an adult, more than I was involved in my parents' life?
Do you think you would have become the intrepid gang reporter that you were if your parents had been more involved in your teenage years instead of being a latchkey kid?
I guess the easy answer is to say probably not. That gave me sort of a sense of my own. Out of necessity, sort of a sense of my own power to figure things out. But let's be clear. I didn't just become the intrepid gang reporter. I mean, there was a lot of naivete and perhaps arrogance and self-deception. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was young and fearless, and just didn't want to be kind of lost in the shuffle. I wanted to stand out at the LA Times. So I'm not sure that I felt that I was particularly well equipped to handle that. Maybe I was just stupid.
Do you think Max is better off for your extensive involvement with Little League, being his coach and the Little League commissioner?
Oh, well, my heart wants to say that yes, he is better off. I think I've invested something really profound in him. I think he has a sense of what real unconditional love is like. That no matter whatness that Father Greg Boyle talks about in his book Tattoos on the Heart. And I think that will serve him well. I think it's made him a really grounded and generous person. But I sometimes wonder, and I don't know the answer yet, and we'll see as it unfolds, whether that will have stunted him in some ways. Did I deprive him of a little bit of himself in doing that? And if I did, is that so bad? I don't know.
How would you have felt as a kid if your dad had been decided to become your coach and Little League commissioner?
Well, I guess it depends at what age he would have done it. If he had started from the beginning and that's what I grew up knowing, I think I would have accepted that and adapted to it, as I think Max has. I think it's what he knows. I think I've always been that person. I saw a lot of other dads who were, brutal parents and who used the Little League field, to sort of act out these psychodramas of unresolved, angst and self-loathing from home. And I saw that as a kid. I mean, I had a coach who abused his kid on the field, who pounded the kid's feet with a baseball bat whenever he shuffled them in the batter's box. And I saw it, as an adult too. So my father, I believe, would have done a lot less harm than those dads.
Did everyone get a trophy when you were a kid?
I don't know. I don't really remember having any trophies from being a kid. We barely had uniforms. It was sort of a T-shirt. Well, no, that's not true. I take that back. We started with T-shirts, but I worked my way up to the point where I got the uniform. I wrote about that. We had the thick flannel. That's right. We didn't need those kind of glittery, superficial trappings to validate our love for the game. If you played baseball in Wallace Park in Northwest Portland in the 1970s, you were out there because you loved it. I think my son has a wall of trophies, and I think he sort of, I don't know, they're part of his identity, part of his existence, but I'm not sure that any one of those he particularly treasures.
What do you think about the modern practice of giving everybody trophies?
Let's put it this way: if there's something wrong with it, I think it does not do much harm. Mostly, it's just a waste of money. Trophies are expensive; those things are about $10 or $12 a piece for a big glittery trophy. So, as a little league, you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars to put them in kids' hands. But look, for a lot of kids, that little league or rec ball experience may be the only time they play sports. They may never make it onto a high school team. They may never pursue it in any other way. So, does the trophy signify true achievement? Yeah, probably not. But it's a keepsake. It's a memento of having been part of a team, having been part of an organization, an environment that cared about you. And I don't think that's so bad.
When is unconditional love a good idea?
When is unconditional love a good idea? Well, it's good from parents to children, I would say. And I think I've thought I've had it in romantic settings before, but the truth is that we sort of lie to ourselves if we say romantic love is unconditional. It always comes with condition.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's unconditional from a child to a parent, because child expects parents have to live up to certain obligations. I've been fortunate that I've grown up feeling that mine have, but I mean, I'm sure you can speak for yourself or from experience with other people that but there's a lot of people that are in my life that are really, have been really the imprint of their parents' shortcomings, is writ large, many decades later.
Yeah. You talk about moving to LA and how you kind of wanted to dissolve the boundaries between you and the other. Am I recollecting your book correctly, and can you extrapolate on that if so? Yeah,
that sounds fair. Well, I grew up in white bread landia, in Portland, Oregon, and went to college in a even whiter, doughier part of the country in Vermont. And suddenly I come to LA, and it was as if this,